So yeah, Kieran, we'll start with the 12:30 kickoff in the Premier League this coming Saturday. Arsenal versus Spurs. A North London derby, a big game for both sides.
Shout out to Soho.
Shout out to Soho, as obviously it's part of North London, I suppose, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Tisn't.
Tisn't me heart. Shout out to Jerry Hannon again. If anyone's looking at this right now, the episode 10 Jerry Hannon is available on Spotify. Yes, Kieran, Arsenal going to the game. Odds on, their favourites for the game, while Spurs are 11-4 for a victory here. So that probably tells you that Arsenal clearly favourites and Spurs underdogs. Naturally enough, that was a real Michael Owen kind of thing to say there. But who do you fancy in this game? I think just looking at the players available, Arsenal have a few out: Zinchenko, Kieran Tierney, Thomas Partey, Mohamed El-Neni, while Spurs are without Ben Davis. Hugo Lloris is doubtful, and Lucas Moura. A big game in North London this Saturday morning, Kieran.
Yeah, it is a big game, and I think it's a big game for the top of the table, strangely enough. Because I think Arsenal have always had voodoo against Spurs at the Emirates, so I would fancy them, to be honest. It's going to be the most competitive a London derby has been in a while. Well, a North London derby between these two sides.
Yeah, Arsenal going to the game, top of the league on 18 points, which is a bit abnormal for them. I don't mean that in a derogatory way either. This is a new for them in recent times. Yeah, it's a big game. You know, looking at the head-to-head, and shout out to football for this, the last 29 games head-to-head, Arsenal have 11 wins, Spurs have 11 wins. 7 draws, Kieran. I was just looking at it there and I couldn't get it out. Yeah, so Arsenal have 11 wins, Spurs with 11 wins and 7 draws between the two in the last 29, according to FootMob. Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting one. You look at last season's games, Arsenal won 3-1 early on in the season with Emile Smith-Rowe, Aubameyang and Saka. I remember them blowing Spurs away early on in the first half, and then Son got the goal in the second half to make it 3-1, so probably doesn't look as comprehensive as what it was. But when it came to crunch time last season, Spurs won 3-0. It's a real interesting one because I look at Arsenal's absentees and I do wonder, have they got players to come in and cover and be as quality as like Zinchenko and Partey? I don't think they have. I think Conte as a manager is probably going to out-coach Arteta here. And I do fancy Spurs to win. I'm going to go 1-0. I think it'll be a tight game, but I think it could be one goal in the difference, and I do think Spurs will get the win there. We'll have a look, Kieran, a quick look at our Instagram. So we have a few shouts. Jer says he thinks Spurs will win, a bit like myself. He thinks Conte will out-coach Arteta on the day. He thinks he's too clever a manager, and he thinks that Arsenal will struggle this month with their fixtures and their injuries. Woodley says home team always wins in these derbies, which is not a bad shout when you consider last season Arsenal won 3-1 and Spurs won 3-0. He says he has Arsenal to win 2-1. Gary Vav says 2-1 to Spurs. So it's very mixed so far. So yeah, your prediction again, Kieran?
I'm going to go 1-0 Arsenal.
Yeah,
I'll go for Saliba screamer.
Yeah, that's on. To be fair, that's not a bad shout. I'm going to go 1-0 to Spurs. I'm going to go Richarlison in the second half, towards the end of the half. I think he's fit.
How about a Richarlison question will also go? There you go.
Yeah, that'd be quite funny though, wouldn't it? We also asked on Instagram, Kieran, for our favourite Arsenal and Spurs moments throughout the years. Have you got a particular one?
My memory's not good at all.
Well, a lot of the people on Instagram have said, I don't know if you remember Danny Rose's debut goal. Right. That was at White Hart Lane. That was on the half volley. That was a screamer. I think Spurs won that one as well. Gary Vav actually said Cesc Fabregas' goal, Kieran.
Wow.
Solo goal for
I remember.
Arsenal against Spurs.
Second half.
Yeah. I think it just kicked off and he ran straight through. My one, Kieran, is 4-0.
That's the one I was thinking
Arsenal
of.
and Spurs.
Was that the Gilberto one? He scored.
No, it was David Bentley scoring from like the halfway line.
And Bale's playing as well.
I don't think he was. I think it was Aaron Lennon was playing up front with Darren Bent. Right. Luka Modric was on, made the last goal. It was a great game. I was looking at fan zone earlier and it really was good game. So yeah, my favourite moment of the Arsenal Spurs North London derbies, it was Harry Redknapp. One of Harry Redknapp's first game with Spurs.
Right.
Was the 4-4 at the Emirates. But yeah, that is our predictions, Kieran, for the North London derby.
Yeah, it should be a good game. I always like a early kick-off. Don't back it though.
Gandhi said that.
Yeah.
But yeah, cheers for tuning in. Do tune in to the rest of the episode on Spotify. Kieran.
See you over there.